at Simply Rustic by Stearman & Son. I've got one more project I want to share with you guys, and it is another old project, so that does mean, I'm afraid, yes, it's going to be another slideshow with my monotone voice. Now, I know what you're thinking. For the love of God, no! But this is a really sort of special project for me because it was one that I did for myself. It's like a game cabinet for a multitude of retro gaming consoles, everything from the NES all the way up to basically current gaming, which was at the time my PS4, and including, I think, the bulk of the mainstream consoles that everybody knew and loved, you know, from sort of like the late 1980s up until the current day. It was a labour of love for me and something that I really enjoyed doing. It's something that I don't have anymore. I won't even go into that painful story, but I really enjoyed doing it and I really want to share it with you guys. But the only way I can do it is by doing another one of these monotone voice backing track of a slideshow of photographs. So hopefully you can sit through it, you'll enjoy it, you'll think it was fantastic, and then you're going to hit the subscribe button, you're going to give it a like, and then you're going to drop me a comment. And if you've got any questions that I don't cover in the video of how I wired it all up, what connections I use, what different things that we put into place, please do drop me a comment in the section below and I'll answer. I will definitely get back and answer all of those. If there's anything that you want to know about the build of it, how I set it up, how I wired it up, how I managed to get all the games console wired into the TV so they could all be played at the flick of a switch rather than scrambling behind and unplugging and replugging and connecting into the back of the TV. We didn't have any of that once the build was complete. Everything worked for literally the flick of a switch. You could flick a switch and play what console you wanted on what TV you wanted. I think it was a brilliant build. I thought it was really good and really clever how it all worked in the end. Hopefully you're going to feel the same and you're going to be really impressed with it, and I suppose only time will tell. And here we go, another slideshow of photographs with my monotone voice. So let's see if we can make this one sound a little bit more exciting for you. I'm trying, I really am. But anyway, as you can see, the build started with a basic frame, and we sat the first CRT TV on the deck, and then we just basically started building around it. I did put an LCD TV above it because I was going to be running new gen consoles as well, so I wanted to be able to have both up there. As you can see, I've got my PS3, my PS4 going on there, a couple of games and consoles. I was basically just mapping out where I wanted things, and as the build came up, we slowly went through and just sorted out, you know, what we was going to need and what was going to go where, what size I needed for each console, you know, where games are going to go and everything. So it was kind of, I don't really plan anything like this when I build it. I build as I go and then just measure out and go, yeah, that's going to fit there, that's going to fit there. But as we built up, you can just see things are starting to take shape, and I needed a slot for each games console, somewhere for games. It all got moved around and I changed it a little bit and I changed a bit more. I'm going to put in a few photographs now just to show you some of the wiring that we used. So you see the little light up switches there on these banks of panels. These are really good because you can plug lots of different plugs into the back of them and run them off just one plug. So if you want to power up a single console, in the end I actually labelled each one, so you could flick a switch and then that would just power up that single console. So you're only running off one plug to run an entire bank of consoles, which really works. I'll put a link in the description so you can get hold of those. It makes changing between consoles so much easier, a lot easier, so you don't have to mess about taking plugs in and out. If you see in the bottom of the corner of the left just then, there was an AV splitter. We used AV splitters and we used a SCART splitter just for different gens, different consoles. Some consoles obviously ran on not just the AV or the SCART. We needed just normal aerial cables for the really older things, to get the TVs, the right consoles working with the right TVs. Now, I'm fearful that I'm just going to carry on droning on about things that are probably not really going to be of any issue to you. I mean, the general build of it, I can't really go into too much detail because, as I said, I don't really plan anything. When I'm building things, especially for myself, if I'm building it for a customer, then obviously I need to put a plan into place showing what they're going to get. But when I'm building it for myself, I just sort of go with it, and I always think my best work comes when I just pick up some pieces of wood and some tools and just start building, and then just see what happens. And that's what happened with this. So the general build of it, I mean, it's a really, really basic box frame. You know, there's nothing spectacular about it. There's no super duper carpentry skills involved in this. Just a few 45 cuts on a miter saw and start knocking it together with some screws. But the wiring up was the bit that I really liked, because by running everything through these different AV splitters and through the SCART splitters, we managed to be able to just literally just flick the switches at the front panels there, and we could say, okay, right, I want the Sega Saturn and I want it running on that TV, so we just flick the Sega Saturn power, flick the Sega Saturn on the splitter, and boom, it comes onto the TV. You want to change that, you want to change onto a different console, you can power that down, flick onto the next console, turn the power on for that console, boom, it's on the TV. There was none of this scrambling behind the actual cabinet trying to unplug things and plug power cables in here and plug that into the back of the TV and get that working. All that was eradicated completely by just this setup of, I mean, I'll put a couple of links in the description for it's literally just things you can pick up off eBay. You know, it's nothing special, and you don't need any sort of electrical knowledge to wire it up. You're literally just going to get each console, boom, into the back of the splitter, and then that just goes to the TV. And then it's the same with the power boxes. They just go into the back using an adapter, and then at the flick of a switch, you've got power to that console. It's so much better. I don't think I really need to go into any more detail about this. You can see from the pictures, you know, what it was and how it worked. If you've got any questions at all, as I say, you can drop them in the comments, and I'll make sure I get back to all of you. You're still here? I wasn't expecting that. I think I'd go as far as saying, I don't believe it! On a serious note, hopefully you did enjoy that video, take something from it, maybe something you can put into your own retro game cabinet or your own build, or something that you're maybe doing for a customer. As I say, it was a labour of love, something I did for myself, and I really enjoyed doing it. Hopefully you can take a few tips from it and you'll enjoy doing something as well. We've enjoyed a few close-ups of my poorly grown isolation beard in that video. If you've got any questions at all, please drop them in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Give me a like. It's not hard. You can do that right now. It's just one click, just like. Now subscribe. Now click on the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell notification. Any questions at all, don't forget, drop them in the comments box below. And hopefully we'll see you all again soon. Stay safe, everyone.